What's good, boys? Welcome to From Boys to Men, first ever podcast. With us, we got me, aka Brandon, my boy Fredo, my boy
Hey,
Pedro, my boy Ricky.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's start off with Fredo. Introduce yourselves, and clearly, I'm gonna be last.
I'm Fredo. Brandon, Pedro, you go.
Nigga, what? I'm Pedro. Shit.
Um,
I'm Pedro. What's good, y'all?
and I'm Ricky. Yeah.
And lastly, we got me, Brandon, a Mexican wetback. Say no, I got papers, but yeah, I like churros, Doritos, Kool-Aid, everything.
That's
It's like an
that's
immigrant.
nice.
You don't have your papers, Brandon.
I do have papers, first of all.
No, you don't.
I got my
Shit
green
expired.
card,
Yeah,
visa,
shit
everything.
expired.
Don't
It
play.
expired.
It shit expired.
No shit expired, but I got everything. Don't play with me.
But anyways, how's your guys' day?
Pretty
I've
good.
been good, been chilling, been bored. My eyes red
What about you, Fred?
because looking at this bright ass screen.
Huh?
Wait, where you
What about
at,
you?
man?
Oh, mine has been pretty good. I haven't really done much. I just been home chilling.
Yo, Brandon, where you at, bro?
Bro, I'm in my bed, chilling.
Bro,
Feel
I
me?
thought you were in your closet.
you got the lights on?
Yeah, to tell you in your closet.
You
Nah,
got the lights on, my nigga?
it's cause my phone charging. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Only had to go back on. So technically, you came out the closet.
Damn.
I mean, in a way, you could say I did come out the closet, but in the other way, you cannot say I came out the closet.
Nah, another way you can.
you
Yeah,
can say it in any type of way.
Any type of way.
I'm literally a dick.
Head.
No, I'm literally a dick, my nigga. I'm not for real.
What are you talking about?
Kind of gay.
Where, like, what's going on?
Yo, there's a pandemic going on. You know the coronavirus. Which I think about that one.
Nah. First of all, how y'all quarantine been, bro?
My junk has been good. I just been playing video games, Guitar Hero, and just
Honestly.
chilling.
Honestly, I hate this. I hate this quarantine.
Me too.
It's like I said, like it's a holiday. I just hate it. It's like you have nothing. You're stuck at home, and I already hate being at home.
Yeah,
So
bro.
I'm forced to be in the house, and hormones going all over the place. It just sucks. I hate
Yeah,
it.
bro.
Everybody's at home, horny as hell. I hate this, bro.
It's
I
like
feel
summer
you,
break
but
extended.
at the same time, what's it called? I've been like in quarantine my whole life. Got some strict ass parents. Don't let me leave the house.
Word,
Which is
yo,
kind of
word.
unusual.
Like
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
hate this shit.
I haven't even seen sunlight. It's kind of driving me crazy.
You know, I haven't
been
I have-
home like
That's
a
cap.
motherfucker.
I haven't been out in
Yeah.
3 days.
Be my
Not
dick
3
like
days, 3 months.
2 times a day. I'll be my dick.
You went out 3 days ago. Ricky, you went out 3 days ago.
No, 3 months ago is what I mean.
Oh,
Like,
3
I
months
haven't
ago. I haven't
Left the house for a single bit.
I haven't left the house since I think to go food shopping.
Nah, I can't. My mom don't want me to leave the house. Don't want me to walk the dog. Don't want me to make eye
You walk
contact.
the dog.
Even though I don't walk the dog, I just
You can't walk the dog in general.
no, I just
Even though you don't
let him
walk it.
shit in my backyard and just clean it up afterwards.
Like a normal dog. Like
Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time I went out.
can you have people over?
Like my house.
Like yeah, like let's say your friends want to come over. Can you have your like friends over?
I mean, I asked my mom like a week ago, can I play with one of my friends? Well, not play, but like go outside and like bike around the neighborhood. She was like, yeah, but then my dad on the other hand was like, nah, it's too dangerous.
See, it's the complete other way from me.
How?
My dad's like, go ahead. My mom's like, go ahead. Oh, man, I broke my bike. Speaking of bikes, I broke my bike. My rim destroyed.
I don't have a bike.
Isn't it destroyed for the second time now?
No, that's the first time it's destroyed. Like my rim, it bent. Like it
Wasn't the
bent.
first
I was
time?
riding my
Wasn't the first time you broke it when some old lady hit your hit your back tire?
No, it didn't break. It didn't break. I fell.
Oh
Almost
yeah,
broke
when
my
you got
foot.
ran over.
Yeah.
I didn't get run over. I got hit by a car. I didn't
Oh
get run
yeah.
over. I got hit by a car. But my bike is broken. Not my bike, my rim is broken. I gotta buy a new one. And I also got a new rims. My rim broke because I was riding my bike home from a football game. And as I was riding home, I thought I was cool, right? I was just a cool guy. I'm riding down this hill I have, and I was turning, and I guess my foot hit my front wheel, and I flipped over my bike, and I landed on my back, sliding down the hill. And a car seat, and she got that shit, and some lady in the car was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine," with a big ass smile on my face.
You were crying
And
inside.
I wasn't crying. Like I guess the adrenaline was pumping, so I didn't feel nothing. Right? I didn't feel nothing. Once I got home, that's when I felt all the scrapes on my body. I had one big scrape on my leg. I had a scrape on my arm, my hand. Like I didn't feel that on the way home. But once I got home and relaxed, and the adrenaline finally went away, that's when I felt all of it. And I kind of hurt then.
Wait, pause. Wait. Wait, yo. You slid down. Wait, you slid down a hill with your bike, bro?
That's the
Yeah,
same thing that happened
basically.
to
Like
me.
I fell over bars. Like I did a flip over my bike
Yo,
with my
tell
bike
me-
coming with me.
Tell me why I had the same exact experience when I was like 4, bro.
Oh,
How'd you
Word.
fall?
So I was going. Okay, I was going. When I was 4, right? I was going down a hill. It was like it wasn't like a normal road. It was like a dirt type of road. You know what I'm talking about? With like rocks and stuff like that. So I was going down. It was like a steep
A path.
hill. So I hit a rock and I flipped, and my whole side, like the whole side of my leg, gone, bro. Like not completely gone, but like skin, bro. Ooh, that shit was. I don't know about that, man.
The exact same
She
thing.
was
They
gone.
literally the exact same thing
Literally
happened to
the
Ricky.
exact same thing, bro.
No, but I didn't flip over a rock. I flipped over my leg.
I
Like
remember.
my leg got stuck in my wheel. Now the exact same thing happened to Ricky.
Nah, I got two
Go
stories.
ahead, explain your
I got
story.
two stories.
Explain your bike one. That so far
Nah,
must be the best
well,
one.
I'm gonna explain the first one that ever happened to me, like an accident that
Oh,
I
the
would say.
scooter?
Yeah, a scooter. I think it was like when I recently moved to Linden, and so I was 7. I was 7, and I went to a park with my family. We was chilling, nice time, and I brought my scooter, and there was this one path I remember. It looked scary, but now that I think about it, it's not that much. But you know, for a 7-year-old, you think that's like a whole
Little ass
mountain.
bitch.
Shut up.
This little ass bitch.
But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's go. I went to the top. I underestimated the mountain, the hill, and I went like 50 miles per hour. I would say.
50 miles per hour.
50
On a
miles per hour on
scooter.
a bike.
On a bike. 50 miles.
No, it wasn't
per
on a
hour.
bike. It was on a scooter.
On a scooter going
on
50 miles per
On
hour.
a scooter,
On
you
a
have
scooter, bro.
less.
You just there holding
Yes,
it.
on a scooter, you have less
You're not
control.
going 50 miles per hour.
You know,
You're not
anything
going
can
50
happen.
miles per hour.
Yes, on a
You're not going 50 miles per hour.
scooter. On a scooter,
Yo,
you're
if you do
more
go 50
freely.
miles per hour and then fall off, you know you like get to like bone. Most likely.
Yeah, like
you,
that.
Like you
No,
get to
like
bone.
you flip over, bro. It's a scooter, bro. That does not weigh a lot. Like, you know what I'm talking about? A bike has 2 wheels. It weighs a lot. A scooter has these
Where?
2 tiny ass wheels, and it's barely it barely weighs anything, bro.
Like
How
you
in the
could,
world
Literally
did the
gravity.
wheel not fall off?
Yeah, how did the wheel not fall off? And how are you still alive right now?
all right.
You didn't go 50 miles. There's no fucking way you went 50 miles
Okay,
per hour down it.
for a little kid, I said.
Alright,
that.
so like you were saying.
All right. So I was going mad fast, and since it's a scooter, like you're freely around your sides, and like you have no feel of protection or anything. And I was going down, and I think I tripped on a pebble. I think that's what messed me up. And my scooter started going left and right, and I was like, I gotta dip, I gotta bail before anything bad happens to me, because there was a lake in front of the path I was going. I was like, what if I go fast enough and fall in the lake? I'm gonna die. So I was just like, boom. I was struggling, and then I just dipped. Well, I was struggling, and I got close to the grass, and then I just dipped. And there was a tree
I
trunk.
got 3 stories.
There was a
I heard they're falling in the lake.
there was a tree trunk that I hit as I was bailing, and boom, I did like 50 rolls. My entire
Let me see, man.
my entire entire, what do you call it? My entire knee was scraped, bleeding everywhere. And my dad came over, and he had his phone out, and he was like being a news reporter. He's like, "Oh no, Tito has fallen. What will we do?"
I call him Tito.
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 My man, my man named Tito, bro.
And he didn't help me. I don't think so, but
Wait, hold on. Your name's Tito?
no, that's my nickname.
Oh, okay.
And then,
I was mad lost for a sec. I thought my whole life was a lie.
then I was that little hill gave me PTSD for the rest of my life. And
Because a little hill gave me PTSD for the rest of my life.
and then I recently went there like 2 years ago with the actual bike. And I was riding
Yo,
around
you know
that.
what I love about this group? You know what I love about this group, bro?
What?
What?
We started this podcast with all these topics to like to like start us off, and stuff like that. But we somehow managed to talk about things that aren't even related to the topics that we were gonna talk about, and that's cool as
Where
hell.
we started with how was your
Yo.
quarantine?
The only
Quarantine.
Thing, the only thing
Quarantine. You want that word?
Bro, you in
Quarantine.
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 Bro. I really
I'm sorry,
believe
guys.
I'm gonna find you a
The
girl.
only
called
thing we
Quarantine.
talked about was how's our quarantine going and introducing ourselves. We didn't talk about any of the other things or things that are even close to it, bro.
Bro, we'll get to that
That's
stuff
wild.
later, bro.
We'll get to that stuff later, but it's just crazy how we just went off with that one topic and we just spun it. It's like a whole I don't know. It's like a whole other thing now. You
That's
know
what a
I'm talking
podcast is.
Yo, before this whole
That's
thing,
true.
Pedro was tripping over like, oh, I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what we're talking about. We
Where
literally just
this
showed you
man's was
Pedro.
changing.
You were tripping about what
everything.
we're gonna talk about. You're forgetting who we are. We can come up with anything on the tip of our minds. You forget who we are.
Yo,
Yo,
remember?
could I say something
Go ahead.
about experiences? I got 3 experiences. So right now I'm gonna talk about the time I cut my head open.
Damn.
Oh
Bad.
my god.
I wasn't expecting that.
So I was like, I
We'll go
don't
into
know,
details,
7.
please.
Yo, and before I went to shower, bro, I was watching iCarly, and it was that one episode, the 24-hour live stream one. And to wake themselves up, they put their head in a bucket, and then they came up, their head came out fast. Their hair everywhere, all types of wet and stuff. So little me, I go in the bathroom and I try that. I get a bucket, I put water in the bucket, and I'm showering, right? And what's it called? And I put the water in the bucket and I put it right under the faucet, like where the water comes out in the shower. And what's it called? So I put my head in the bucket, and I don't know why my little dumbass thought it was a good idea, and to put it under the faucet. And I lifted my head, and my head I don't know if we could say, since my head is kind of a square, we could say on the top right corner of my head where I cut my head open.
You
Yeah.
said like it was a square. The top right.
Yeah.
Top right corner, like it was a square.
Yo, if you could see this nigga in real life, bro, he exactly looks like Steve.
The
Oh my
Minecraft Steve. If Minecraft
Yeah.
Steve, then that's him.
Like a
Alright,
real
alright,
Like
alright.
exact
We
person,
get
that's
it.
him.
We
Exactly.
get it.
He looks like
We get it.
Minecraft Steve on a whole new
We get
level.
it.
Give
get
the
it.
put
You
put
look like
let's
that
let's say
Amazon
get Minecraft
box.
Steve, get Minecraft Steve, and give him
Yo, we get it.
a Nike jumper and white Air Forces. I promise you, that's this
We
man Brandon.
get
That's
it.
that's
We
exactly
get
what
it.
My
My man
was-
give him
my man
glasses,
got-
give him glasses, and make his head the height of his chest.
And add pimples,
Right.
by the way.
Add pimples
What?
and make his shoulders raised up. Make his shoulders up to
Yo,
his
y'all
like,
making
ears.
me
like
sound
Igor
like
real
I'm
quick?
Yeah, make it look
ugly
like
as
Igor.
hell.
Make sure he looks like Igor too.
Yeah.
Y'all making me sound like I'm ugly as how I'm low key cute. Y'all know that. I'm like
You
a
look-
teddy bear.
He is
You a
lying
bad
to you.
bitch
He
with
is
some nice
lying.
titties, but
Yeah, that's exactly. You look like a bad bitch with some nice. That's all. That's all.
Females, hit me up on my Instagram
One.
at FYTB.
Blah blah
Brandon.
blah blah
My
blah
man's
blah
fucking-
blah 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 blah.
Like, my man's
Fucking bitch.
So,
Oh, and let me tell you. Oh, so what's it called? So back to the story, right? So I cut my head open and I'm bleeding, like blood dripping down my whole body. I'm scared and naked. So I called my sister, my oldest one, cause she was the only one home that was taking care of us. She comes in, and what's it called? And she doesn't know what to do either. So she takes me out the damn bathroom, right? Like with what's it called? With the um towel on my head. And my mom, and she calls my mom to come home from work. And my mom comes home. They don't even take me to the doctor, mind you. They're fucking Hispanic and they use their remedies and shit.
Yeah, I know.
And they put, I don't know, they put some weird shit on my head. It was like purple. And yeah. And now faucets scare me.
Now faucets scare me. So
But I get injured in the most dumbest ways.
if we want to talk about spirits, spirits and including PTSD, I gotta. If we got PTSD, I'll call my PTSD. I got. So I used to live in like a bad part, well, in a bad town. It's called Elizabeth, and where I live, and I used to live there. And
I mean,
where I
the
live.
name already sounds bad enough. No offense to anybody.
Pedro and they live there. So
from
I
the
used to
trenches.
live there.
We from the
I used to be from the trenches. I
I mean,
My boy-
I grew
moved
up.
He went
I
Hollywood. He went Hollywood.
I didn't go Hollywood. Relax. I still go. I got stuff.
I grew
my
up
trenches ways
in
anyway.
in Newark. Would you say that's the trenches?
Yeah.
You grew up in Newark, hell yeah.
That's the trenches.
Oh, okay.
That's
So we all came up from me and Ricky came up from the trenches.
Look, these are trenches.
Yeah. Y'all made it out.
We made out the trenches.
Well, damn,
Candle?
that's
Right in
sick.
Pedro's your
Big
turn.
trenches, bro.
So
Newark,
back to
medium.
oh, what are you doing, Pedro?
And Elizabeth, that's light.
That's light. Yeah, that's light.
That's
It's
light.
trenches, but it's like light.
It's light trenches. Newark is like medium. Camden, bro, that's different.
That's different, but that's
Nah, yo, you know what? What's just
By
the
the
bad
way,
thing
if you
about
don't know,
Newark,
we're talking
bro?
about New Jersey.
yeah, we're like in New
New
Jersey.
Jersey, United
Bro,
States.
you know the bad thing about Newark, bro, is fucking. It's not even like bad, bro. What's bad about it is the drugs, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Drugs
not
be flowing in
drugs.
there left and right.
No, it's those bad in Newark is drugs and cops.
Oh yeah,
Cops are hard.
actually, when I
Yeah.
lived in Newark, I lived in like a little small apartment.
Yeah.
I lived in a trap
It
house.
was a three family apartment, and one time I remember it was snowing, and like I think the people, the family who lived downstairs, they did something sus. I don't know. We didn't really mind them, but like we knew they were suspicious. And I remember one time it was snowing. My family and I were like mad. What do you call it? Mad nosy. And I remember the cops knocked on our door. Not on our door, but the house door. And we saw like the kid that lived downstairs, and he was like getting arrested. While like it was snowing, and like they were searching the entire house. Not our apartment, but his like basement. And we didn't know what was going on until like the owners of the apartment told us that like he had possession of like drugs and guns. And, like we didn't know.
Damn.
But like
You know the thing about Newark, bro, is crackheads, bro. Crackhead Bobby be on every corner.
Crackhead Bobby. But that's a experience. So Elizabeth, I used to live there, and there would be not a lot of shootings, but there would be shootings here and then, and there used to be like gang affiliated shootings. And
Terror Force.
I was coming home from school. I was walking home from school. It was me and my friend. We was walking home from school, and there was a guy in front of us. We paid no mind to him because it was a sidewalk. Everybody walks in Elizabeth, so we didn't care that much. But then we saw a car come around one time. We saw a car come around, and then we was like, oh, okay, cool, who cares? And then we saw another car, that same car come back around again. Like, we didn't think of it because we were kids, and we saw it come back around again. Then at that time we thought that the car was lost. But once that car came back the third time, it started shooting at the van in front of us.
Damn.
So me and my friend turned around, ran back, turned around, ran back, and the guy that was in front of us followed us. So he was running back with us, and the car had to circle back around to get him. And we started jumping fences, running in houses, and as we're doing that, they're still shooting, and the guy's still behind us, basically following us. He's jumping the same fences as us, running in the same backyard, like he was basically chasing us. And I guess we ran into some guy's like backyard, and I guess the people that shot him got him, and we were in this man's backyard, and we like waited there for like a good couple of hours. And the guy, I guess, didn't notice that we were there. We left, and we went like me and my friend came to my house, and my mother was worried about what happened, and I had to tell him like, Mom, we literally just witnessed a drive-by. We were in a drive-by basically, and yeah, and that's now every time I hear fireworks, I start tripping. Damn, he covered his microphone again. Yeah, Brandon, we can't hear you, bro. We can't hear you, bro.
Hello?
There.
Hello?
Son, this man really got PTSD. I was on FaceTime with this kid, and what's it called? And he was on his roof just vibing, and then fireworks just go blasting out of nowhere. Yo, this man ducked and almost fell off his roof so quick. It caught me off guard.
Yeah,
My
I got
boy almost
scared.
dropped his hot pocket.
I was eating a hot pocket too. I was mid-eating. I'm about to go my first bite out of my nice, hot, juicy hot pocket.
Was it good?
You almost made me drop my croissant.
I want to take my first bite of this hot
Was it
pocket.
good?
And it was supposed to be good. That moment was supposed to be amazing.
Feel free to.
Until that firework went off. It was scary.
I had a question for you. Was the drive-by in your street?
No, it was not on my street. Me and my friends were walking toward our street.
Bro.
It was like a block away.
Yeah, like there was a drive-by on my street too, bro. It's wild.
Oh yeah, my father told me about that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh
On your
yeah, I
street.
remember.
The guy's grave is literally on
Yeah,
the
on
street.
the sidewalk. It's on the
Yeah, on the
sidewalk.
sidewalk.
Hey, he did it.
Damn.
Was he
Yeah.
actually buried there or like?
I don't know
Nah,
if
son, he was not
Nah.
buried there.
No, yeah,
RIP.
you can't bury someone on a
Yeah,
sidewalk.
it's like a memory, like you know what I'm talking about?
Like memorial.
Where he died.
Oh,
Yeah.
Memorial. Yeah, and like
That
and,
makes
and
sense.
I guess if you walk on that sidewalk, it's like disrespectful, and if people see you, they'll shoot you, or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's not. They're
Yeah.
not gonna shoot you. They
They're
should
not gonna
try to,
shoot you.
like, know,
Wait,
Like,
so
maybe,
Fredo,
like
try
come
to
at
look
you.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
They're gonna come
Fredo.
at
come
you.
at you, be like, like why you step on my man's grave? Like,
What happened,
yeah.
Ricky?
so you know the Burger King in Linden, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how there's a grave over there, like by the parking.
Yeah, like a memorial by the pole. Wow, that 2-second traffic light.
That's where it is.
Yeah, it's like right there.
Bam.
Wait, what are you talking about? Which grave?
Like in the Burger King parking lot.
The one that me and Pedro talking about?
No, I'm talking about Linden.
Oh, London, yeah, right by. I think it's like on that telephone pole.
Yeah,
by that 2-second,
yeah.
that 2-second light.
Damn,
Yeah,
it's crazy dying.
it's crazy. It's crazy dying.
It's crazy dying. Like
Crazy.
just like
Crazy thing. He covered his microphone again.
What y'all think about dying?
Dying?
What's your
Honestly,
thoughts
I've been
on dying?
thinking-
I accept it.
honestly,
Like I accept at this
what
point.
happens after, or like
No, like what do you think of it?
honestly thinking about it, like now, there's so many ways to die like painfully. Like I've been thinking about this recently. Like I used to not think
If you-
that much about dying.
You-
I thought it was like it
Yeah,
was
as a kid, just you just and all this
But
happens.
then like
But like the more you get older, you like realize that like you can die, like literally die from everything and anything in this world.
literally anything.
Give me if you give someone a feather, and I bet you they can find
They can
100
find
ways to kill you with that
one
feather.
way.
nah, my mom was like talking to me
Even with air,
recently.
bro.
Like they're type religious.
Yeah.
Like my parents are type religious, but like they were talking to me. I was like, they were like
My
how
parents were religious as hell.
they were like how like the coronavirus is like it's all planned. It's like a conspiracy theory, right? But like they saw on the news like this scientist, this ex military scientist. I don't know if that's the thing, but it was something like that. He was like, I might get shot, but I just want this message to go out like that. Bill Gates, I think. Yeah, Bill Gates and like the what's that group called? The United, I forgot what it's called. The health organization.
Octagon?
No, the health
Oh.
organization of the world. I don't know. Like
CDC.
yeah, that they were working together and like they were planning to like put like scaring the population and like putting microchips on people and like if you don't have a stamp of like that microchip, they were like they would kill you. And since like that's connected to religious, since how they said like that's in the Bible that if you didn't have this mark, they would kill you. I'm like, damn, like we really in a crisis. Like anything could be possible at this point, honestly.
Yeah, son, I know what you're talking about. My
Speaking-
parents religious as hell, so
Well, you cut out.
Yeah.
Randy, you cut out. What did you say?
oh, I said I know what Ricky's talking about. My family religious as hell, so I know about.
Again.
I know about what? What do you know about? Just like that. Was that your last sentence? I know about. That's it.
I know about like the stuff Ricky talks about right now, like the
Uh,
marking about in the
yeah.
Bible. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of videos being leaked, there was a video supposedly of this girl, and she's a doctor. Like she worked for the government. She's like a doctor, and she makes all this medicine stuff. And she's I guess she's supposed to be against vaccinations, but in the video she talked about that she's not against vaccinations. She's against how they're being used, right? And this video has been getting taken down multiple
I think I know what you're
times.
talking about.
It's this doctor, this lady. I haven't seen it, but I just heard about it. And she's like, I guess she's against vaccines, but she's not against vaccines. She's against the way she's against the way it's being treated. Like they're supposed to be
Like, implemented?
used to cure patients. Yeah, like to help patients and to cure them. But the way the government's using them, they're not. She said that they're not putting out all the things that we need.
Yeah,
They're
that's
keeping,
what I'm
like,
talking about, my boy.
Yeah, like they keep some of the cures away from the people because of how much money they're making.
Money, yeah.
Like let's
Yeah,
say like
that's exactly what I'm talking
you know about
bro.
cancer and all that, right? And like the company, well, yeah, leukemia. The way that this world is and the way the government works, there can be a cure for leukemia right now. But because how much money leukemia is making right now, they might not putting up. Because if they put out that cure, then that's all their money gone. Like in an instant.
I forgot. They also told me. My parents told me while we were talking that the doctor, well, not the doctor, the veteran said that. I think Trump, I think this was recent. Trump started like supporting the national. I don't know what it's called. The health organization, the Worldwide Health Organization.
CDC.
Yeah, they stopped supporting it because they found out that they had the cure for like coronavirus in like 1970.
Yeah, they've been having the
And
cure.
like they had the cure on another disease. I forgot. I think it was the Ebola, but I don't know. And so like they're using Bill Gates' money and like other national multimillionaires to like build this entire plan for like world order. I think.
I know. What's it called? A whole lot of this stuff. My mom be keeping track. And what's it called? And so supposedly what they be saying, from what I heard from my mom, she said that the coronavirus is man-made.
Yeah.
From a
Yeah,
Chinese
they-
laboratory, and that Donald Trump knew this. And what's it called? And he even said it himself in an interview. He was like, some interviewer asked him what he thinks about the coronavirus. He was like, man-made. All that's man-made, fake, man-made. And what's it called? And since he knew it was man-made, that's why he took precautions like towards the coronavirus quick as hell. And he stopped the flights, all that. He stopped like fucking like the supplies that be coming in from China. He stopped that and all that. And he found out that a part of the government is helping the what's it called?
CBC.
Yeah, he what's it called? Damn, bro, I lost my train of thought. He stopped that government because they were helping spread the coronavirus, and that's why he also stopped testing, like public testing. Like, you know how you used to go someplace
Yeah.
and
Like
they
they would stick the
Mhm.
thing up. in
yeah, and
your
they used to put like cotton swabs up your fucking nostrils, and he stopped that, and that's why you don't see it no more. And yeah, and Donald Trump said it's man-made, but fucking Americans, they fucking dumb. They just looking for death, and
Yeah.
the reason they got corona is just because they're fucking dumb, bro. They be going everywhere without a mask. Shit.
Yeah. Speaking of the coronavirus,
No offense to
Um,
any Americans, by the way.
Yeah, no offense, but like
Yeah, no
speaking of
offense.
the coronavirus, uh, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it might have been in China. It's either started in China or Europe, because I know I don't remember how it started or where it started from. It was in China or Europe, but everybody was focused on China. China did this, China did that, China did that. But really, if you like really look into it, it was the Europeans, because someone in Europe had it and they went to Europe and spread it all around Europe, right? All around Europe. But because everybody is so focused into China, that we didn't focus on Europeans. So no one in China was bringing it. It was the Europeans that brought it to the USA.
I heard.
Everybody's focused on China, not
I
Europe.
heard.
So while China's being locked down, Europeans can still come in here and spread it to us.
Nah, but I heard that the virus was made in in the U.S. and they just blamed China for spreading it. But I don't know.
Yeah, like everybody blames China for anything that happens in the world. It's always China's fault, but it's usually not. No offense to people that live in China. Sometimes you guys do start it, but then again, we focus too much on China. Like we also gotta focus about everywhere around the world, not just one place, because usually not all the time it starts from China. Like you gotta think about, okay, people from China. That means they can went here, and look into them places to not focus
Like,
on one place.
Yo,
Where like when you think of war, you automatically think China and North Korea and like Russia. But like think about like other like France's like have nukes and stuff. Like you never really think
Everywhere
about
has
the little
nukes.
things.
Everywhere has nukes.
yo, you know what's crazy, bro? The fucking Simpsons predicted the coronavirus and the killer hornets again.
They predict everything. Kobe's death, 9/11, coronavirus, Hornets. What else?
Nah, they didn't predict Kobe's death. That's another TV show. But they predicted hella stuff and they were spot on. I really think that dude's a time traveler. No funny shit.
I don't think that dude's a time traveler. I just think like he just like the devil or something. Like to
Yeah.
have that like type of power, you need to be like crazy off your mind.
Yeah. I get if, you know, like a coincidence
Like
twice,
yeah,
but son, it's been like over 20 damn times.
like the fact
What do you think about
what?
Go, Ricky?
Like the fact that they predicted the Trump like speech thing and everything. Like that man holding the globe with like that guy. That's just crazy to think about.
Yeah. What do you think about China Tower? Like, do you think it's possible China Tower? Like, I feel like we have it somewhere in this world. Like the government has made time travel,
Oh, time.
but they just hasn't they
I
haven't told nobody. I feel like time travel is a real thing, and it's like
Son,
it's
the
possible.
government has everything, bro. The same
Yeah.
way they had the videos of the aliens, bro. They know about.
I feel like everybody believes in aliens because just think about it. There's no way there's one planet out of this whole galaxy. There's literally one planet that has living creatures. It's physically that can't be true. You have all these different planets, and somehow, one planet can have life form. I feel like there's a life. I feel like there's life form on like not every planet, but like a lot of planets that we just don't know about because we don't have technology to go expand the whole entire galaxy or our Milky Way. Like we don't have technology to do all that.
Yeah, because there has to be another planet that's similar to Earth. Like it doesn't have to be the same as Earth, but you know, like still have water and stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
that
there's
to
has to be
support it.
life form somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
Bigfoot, the sea, like the Loch Ness monster. Like dragons. Like I'm not saying I'm a big person to believe on that, but I think it's real. Like I believe in it because for there only to be humans on this planet, like come on now, something's it's like it's a little weird.
Yeah, that,
Like I think soup like powers cool. People have that. Like everybody that's why I believe
I
it.
believe in like telekinesis and stuff, like mind reading.
Yeah, like
That's
superpowers.
possible. Like you just need to look into their eyes and stuff. Like you could read,
Yo,
but to like
you know,
I don't know.
you know what's crazy, bro?
Hmm.
Is that the government really had information on them aliens and they didn't release it.
So
Everybody knew it was true.
like, what other information do they
Everybody
have?
knew it was true.
I
But
know,
what
but it's
other
like
information do they
trying
have?
Well, like, look,
That's the thing.
but like, look, there's paintings, like, for all this technology to be happening back then when it wasn't like, I don't want to say the pyramid was built with alien help or was built by aliens, but like, come on, you really think levers and pulleys are gonna pull up that big of a sand block? And like half the things that happened in like 19 BC, all that, let's think about it. Humans weren't that smart, and also I don't know. It was this one.
Yo.
What was it? One inventor. It was this one inventor. I forgot his name. He invented something,
Nah.
and I forgot his name. He was a famous, like, everybody knows him, but I just forgot his name. In his book, bro. In his book, there is, and he was born in like 13 BC, 19, like one of those back, way back then, when there wasn't even technology. No, nada. Not even a light bulb was created back then. At this time, there was, in his book where he used to write all of his drawings and his inventions, there was an invention for a cell phone, a video camera, lights, all of that, and he lived in 19 BC. So people like, so I watched it. I saw a video about it. Like some people think like he's a time traveler or something like that, or he's all to the future or something like that. And he tried to invent it, but I guess he died, so he didn't have time to invent all this stuff. But in this
You
man's
know,
book, he had inventions like he like foolproof. Like people looked at it and it said like if he would have built this, it would have worked. It was a camera, it was a cell phone, it was a light bulb, it was a car, it was all this. And he lived in 19 BC where people were still walking around to get places.
you know, you know what's crazy, bro? Is I definitely believe aliens gotta do a whole lot with our history. Why? Cause what's it called? Um, Leonardo da Vinci. You know how he has the book, right?
That's what I was talking
He
about.
used to
Leonardo da Vinci.
draw.
That's his name. Leonardo da Vinci. I was talking about Leonardo da Vinci.
How
that's
you
like
not gonna remember Leonardo?
1500s.
Where?
You
I
a
for, it, wa- I
dumbass,
knew no, I
bro.
knew about. I just didn't know his name.
Wait,
Like I
I
forgot
thought
his name.
Leonardo da Vinci was like born in like the 1500s.
The Renaissance.
Yeah,
my
the
nigga.
Yeah,
15
He was born
yeah,
in the
like
Renaissance,
Renaissance.
not
Yeah, back. Yeah, that's what I was talking
1500s.
about. I know.
The
I
Renaissance
don't
was
remember.
like
I don't remember. Like I
You
don't
know,
remember. Like I just
Renaissance was
remember
the BC
1500.
BC means
Yeah.
like
Before
when
Christ.
like
Before
it's like
Christ.
the date 0, then date 1, 2, 3 up till 2020.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
that,
I
right?
don't. I just remember that part, that scenario. It was Leonardo DiCaprio, not that. And DiCaprio.
You dumbass, bro.
DiCaprio.
Da Vinci. He had this book, and in that book was pictures, was drawings to creating cameras, cell phones, cars,
Nah,
all
but
that.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you know what? In Leonardo da Vinci's book, he wrote or drew about aliens and shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And after that, bro, I was like, there definitely gotta be some
Yeah,
alien
bro.
activity, bro.
There has to be. There's no
And
way.
what's
There's no
it
fucking
called?
way.
And like a couple years ago, NASA got like this one um radio signal from like millions or billions of light years away, and it was like 72 seconds, and it was like a sound that was inaudible, like, and
oh,
yeah,
I know what you're
son,
talking about.
yeah, and they got that, and I was like, there definitely some kind of life form out there,
Speaking,
bro.
speaking.
Out of all these damn galaxies, all these planets that we still don't know of, and you telling me we're the only ones alive? Bullshit.
Speaking,
there's, like-
about, oh, go.
No, it's good.
Speaking about like aliens, like recently not read, but like I saw a YouTube video. This guy called Scared Theater. Like shout out to that guy, major props. But like I remember watching a video that there was like there was a big plan to like take control of the world. Like this is out of like context, but like he said like there was 5 phases. First phase was like to destroy all like what do you call it, like historical figures. So like the pyramids of Giza, they would destroy that. They would destroy like all like historical stuff, right, like buildings and stuff. And they would do that and cause like earthquakes. This is all man-made by like NASA. Like he said that NASA had planned all of this, and like with other important people, I guess. But like he said that that was phase 1, that they would destroy historical stuff, and that they would cause earthquakes. And I think phase 2 was like no, I think phase 2 was like causing like man-made earthquakes, tsunamis, and all that stuff. And then phase three was to like build a projector that would like it would be a hologram. It would be a hologram of like a alien spaceship to trick people's minds, and like they would like build like this giant hologram, and then that they would send like a god for like each like I guess country. Each country has a different god. So like Afghanistan has their god, India has their god. Like different gods, right? For each country, and
Mhm.
they would like send a big hologram for each country, and like the hologram would be like their their most powerful god in that area. And I think phase four was like they would use satellites in space. They would use satellites in space to communicate with the people on ground. So like the volume would be like it would seem like he was talking to the people. And so NASA hopes this tricks people into thinking like it's the end of the world, and like people are like going crazy. And then in stage five, I think stage five, like I think they would like do crazy stuff, destroy things. They would start like making like holographic things and like make everybody go crazy. And they, as they're doing that, they hope like the Christian community, like religious communities, would think like you guys know about the what is that called, the rapture. You guys know about the rapture?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they hope like the Christians and like the Catholics would think the rapture's coming, and like it's the end of the world. And as everybody's panicking, they would hope like they would take control of people, and like I don't know, they would just hope they would take control of people and like control people. That's all basically, and like start a whole new world order. And they already
That's
and,
good.
and they already like started doing this holographic shit. They already did that. Well, in my opinion, the Phoenix Lights was holographic. And second, they did this like little spiral thing, hologram. I think in Arizona. I don't know, but yeah, like we're getting there. We're
Yeah,
we're
that's
starting.
crazy to think about. Like another thing, it's kind of off topic, but something to think about. Like we only know 5% of this earth.
Like
We only
you
know
know
5% of this earth.
right now the trend, the dancing siren heads and stuff.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's like
Not dancing siren, but siren head. Not dancing siren. The hell is dancing siren
it's,
head?
it's a meme basically. It's the siren.
Yeah, but like
What?
siren head. Yeah, siren head.
You
Though.
know a siren head?
Yeah.
You guys know what a siren head is though?
Yeah.
Brandon.
Nah, I do not know what that is at
Well,
all.
it's like it's
Basically,
it's a what?
okay. It's not. It's called an SCP, right? And
Oh, I didn't know.
basically is like these.
I
What?
didn't know it was SCP. I thought it was just like a thing.
No, I think it's SCP Siren Head. I think like he's one of the SCPs though. I think so. I'm pretty sure. It's Siren Head, and basically he's an SCP, and which an SCP is basically these creatures that have special abilities or powers or like things
Isn't
that they
it
can
creepy
do.
pasta made though?
Yeah, I think I think it's creepy. Yeah, I think it's creepy. But they have a whole website. It's called SCP something. It's a website. You can go on there, and but there's like
They got a
thousands.
lot of things. Like they have
They got
a
a
big
lot.
community.
It's a big community, and basically each own individual monster or like
Has
whatever
their own unique thing.
has their own ability, has their own way that's their own way to be captured, has a way to get captured, has a way, has like if they when they get captured has their own cell, and when they're in the cell, what they need to do to watch it, when they like release, like what happens when they release. And there is certain monsters that if this does release, if these monsters do release, then we're all fucked basically. Like if these monsters
Wait, you
release, then we're all
talking about the reptilian people?
no, not reptilian people. Like, it's called the SCP. Some people believe it's real, like it's the real thing, like it's a government thing. Some other people, some people believe it's like a government thing, but it's like, how do I explain? What other, I don't know, what other thing is the SCP?
Russian
What's an SCP?
Russian sleep experiment. That little guy. You see that those thumbnails that you see
Oh,
the thumbnail for the Russian experience, the Russian sleep experiment. It's like that guy looking backwards.
what is that?
Yeah,
Pedro just sent me the picture of the siren here. What the fuck is that?
Basically, Siren Head is this guy. Who, it's not this guy. It's this monster, if you want to call it. It's like he's tall as fuck. He's
yeah.
tall as
This is
hell.
what I'm saying, and like
And
people are getting
yeah,
getting to the point where like they they're taking this like too serious to the point where like some actually people are like
It's like real.
yeah, some people
yeah,
think
That's-
it's real.
not about it.
To be
Like
honest,
Like Momo, and they're taking it too
I
seriously.
know,
Like Momo, when that was
and,
going
and
around,
that's
that shit was totally fake.
I know,
Totally
I know,
fake.
and that's what I'm
But
saying.
all the parents are
that
freaking out about it.
siren head looks like straight bullshit, yo.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it
saying.
is, it's
and
fake,
like
but
people are
it's a-
believing it,
yeah.
and they're like making like a fully fledged video.
No offense if anybody believes in that. I'm just saying my.
And they're making like fully fledged videos of like, oh my god, I spotted Siren Head, and like they're going
Then again,
crazy.
it's also for youth. But basically, Brandon, Siren Head is this thing that he's tall, and you see his mouths. His mouths are basically like speakers,
Sirens.
and speaker. No, he can make siren sounds, but they're speakers. They're basically speakers. And whenever he eats somebody, right? Whenever he eats somebody, he can make that voice. Like he can make their voice and say, I think their not their last words, but he can make sounds. Like he can sound like that. Like let's say he eats you, right? He can manipulate me, Pedro, and Ricky to go in that direction with sounding just like you. Like he can speak a full. I think it's supposed
Oh,
full
I know what you're
sentence,
talking
Yeah.
about.
sounding just like
He
you.
could be like, hey, coño.
Yeah, he's like
Come
he's
over here.
imitating people basically.
On you.
Yeah, like he'll imitate you, like literally perfectly.
That just looks like bullshit, bro. If
Yeah.
somebody ever came up to said, "Oh, they spotted a siren head," nah, nigga, you just looking at
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking siren
And
post.
and like
Get in the
and
face,
I
bro.
forgot to say like
Straight.
in one of the phases, they already have like the little satellite thing to speak with. They already have like imitations. Like I remember, like he had a little part in his video that it was Barack Obama. He was just speaking normally, right? Like giving a normal speech, but then somebody like messed with his voice, his vocals, and then it made it sound like he was saying like Trump is the douche and stuff. And it's getting to a point where it's like people can easily fall for these things, and like
Yeah, because like the power of technology is crazy. Like you can
Oh,
make
what's that one
like you can
thing
make something
that
crazy.
you could
Like I can't edit it. Like I can
like legit,
make
you can
someone curse somebody
could-
out when he didn't
yeah,
really say
you
it.
could legit
There's that.
make-
I don't remember. I don't remember what it's called. It's like they literally clone you. Like they clone the way you mention your voice and everything. I don't remember. Anybody know what that is? The cloning thing. It's like a software program.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But what I'm saying is like it's getting like to the point where like easily somebody
Yeah.
could just say Trump is saying fake news and put it on the news and like people automatically believe it.
Yeah.
So like
Power of technology.
and like NASA's already like playing with that and like it's starting to work because people are starting to get scared. They're starting to believe in stuff.
Yeah, and speaking of like technology and like things like that, so you know how we only know 5% of this Earth, right?
You're talking,
Yeah, we
you're
only
talking
know
about
5%
landmass
of
or like organism?
Landmass.
No, we only know. We only know
landmass.
the ocean 5%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. We want the ocean land. Ocean. We only know 5% of our ocean. Our ocean, we only know 5%, bro. And there can be anything living in that ocean. Anything. No megalodon. I believe. I'll believe it.
I definitely
Yeah,
believe in that.
I believe it because we don't know what the fuck is in our ocean, and we live on this planet. We don't know what the fuck is in it. Like that's my biggest fear is the ocean.
Honestly.
And supposedly, there's this whale, right? There's this big whale that I think lives or roams around somewhere. Like this rare whale and went extinct a while ago. And there's this one part of the ocean where the government got this sound wave and it made a balloon, like literally.
Oh, yeah.
balloon. Like it made
You
a
know, I was
balloon
thinking
on it.
about talking
And-
about that earlier. It was like
Yeah, it made a like the government has a sound where it made a bloop. Like it's
it was like
a-
it was like it
a-
was
you
like
know,
this. It was like this.
males
It was
mate?
like this. It was like boop.
Yeah, basically, like you know how animal like whales mating sounds. It was like it had the different
No,
sound
no, no. It was
waves.
like a
that
bubble
sounded like a
popping,
bloop.
like in
Yeah,
the,
like a bubble
in the
popping, like
water.
a bubble popping, and like no, and they said it was like a whale. But think of it, no other whale makes that sound that we know of, that we discovered, makes that
Oh, yeah.
sound. And they think it's the last animal or something that's going extinct. basically. And like that, what's crazy thing about that, we don't know what animal it is. Like we only know 5% of our
I was
ocean.
listening to this. Well, not listening, but watching a video, and it said like that specific bloop. You know how like there's the Bermuda Triangle. There's
Mhm.
another area where the exact same bloop came from. It's the exact same triangle, but like in the middle of that triangle is where the bloop came from.
Yo, you know what, bro? That Bermuda Triangle, bro, shit scares me, bro. Like
That shit scares
people
me.
actually go missing, and the people that are lucky enough to make it out of there, which is rare, like only like I don't know how much percent to be exact. I'm gonna just say like 5% are lucky enough to make it out of there, but that shit is crazy. They don't even have memory of like what happened while they were in there.
People like at the like watchtowers for airplanes, they'll explain on how like that the signal there, they can't pick anything up in that area.
Nah, I
And
think
it's crazy to think
I
about.
think it's because the frequency that they got, because like they say that their radios, their compasses, everything, like
Yeah, like it
their
doesn't work there.
instruments go crazy. Because I feel like it's like the currents mixing with like the clouds and like the electromagnetic things, like the fields, are like really
Mhm.
like they have high activity, so like they mix up everywhere.
Yeah.
But that's what I think.
And it's just really wild to think
But it's-
about on like what this
It's
earth
scary because like when I go to El Salvador for vacation, like I cross Florida and like that area, it's like we could
is.
easily,
DR, I think.
Dead
like we
ass.
could
DR.
easily just
You
Dead
cross
ass.
through Chicago and that shit's fucking
Oh
scary.
my god,
Bro,
yeah.
let me tell you.
Oh.
I went to DR this summer. Had an amazing time. Don't get me wrong, I don't speak Spanish, but I understand a little bit. I
Hola,
had an
¿qué tal, man?
amazing time. I had an amazing time, right? Coming back from DR, bro. We were flying. Our pilot was good. I guess I don't know what, but someone told me like on the plane, like my grandma was having a conversation like yo, like they said we have one of the like best pilots or like a good pilot that flies to DR. We were flying, I think, crossing the Bermuda Triangle, bro. When I literally sat there thinking, fuck it, this is where I die, because when we were flying, the plane was shaking so violently that I was drinking my drink and my shit fell out of my hand. Like the
Turbulence.
the turbulence on that plane was fucking crazy. I literally thought, fuck it, this is where I die. I was, and my grandmother and my brother were freaking the fuck out. I had to stay calm because I know if I freak out, then that I'm screwed. Now during situations like that, I'm good at keeping calm, but now when I'm about to face death, I don't know. I think I'm a little too calm for that because I was really calm, and I had to calm down my grandmother and my grandmother and my brother, because if I freaked out, then they're gonna freak out even worse. So I had to make sure they stay calm because the plane was shaking very.
Did the
very
pilot
bad.
announce anything? Like the flight attendant?
Yeah, the pilot like, we're going through turbulence, so everybody please relax and stay in their seats. Everything will be okay. Like once he said that, I was like, this is where I die.
I remember 2 years ago when I was actually going to El Salvador on a plane. I remember we like 20 minutes after the takeoff. I remember I was in the middle seat and there was this random guy on my left and then my sister on my right. And I remember I was just relaxing and then all of a sudden I just looked to my left to the window and it was a nice day. It was a clear. All I saw was ocean. But then I saw like a plane pass so close. I saw like I don't know if I was tripping, but like I like legit saw with my eyes the what do you call it? The propellers. The propellers were like smoking from behind. Like it was pure black smoke.
My plane too. Oh, I literally thought I'm telling you, when
I already had a low key fear of planes. Y'all was making my word.
I'm scared of planes already, but like I suck it up. But
I like.
when
I'm
you know how
interested
people
in
talk,
planes.
you know when people talk about your life flashes before your eyes when you're like
Honestly,
about to face death, bro. That shit is so true.
that
I
really
literally,
is true.
my whole entire life
You live by
went
those
by
words.
my face. Literally in the quick second, I saw everything. I saw from what I can remember. I saw the
But
whole
like
shebang.
dying in like a plane crash is super scary, or like getting lost.
It's so scary because
Like,
you're thousands of feet up
and
in
you
the air.
have like no way of communication. Like,
you have no way of communication.
I don't-
So if your plane goes down, then you can't say nothing to your family, like nothing.
Where
It's
and
just
most of the
fucking
time,
die.
most of the times the cases be like mysterious and like you can't
Yeah.
tell a story. And
You can't.
I'd rather my plane fall in the ocean than in land,
nah, I
because
think that
Nah, you're
opposite.
dead no matter
land,
I
what.
think
You're dead no matter what. Cause think about it. Think about it. When you fall
bro,
into
in
water,
land, bro, the what's it
in
called?
land at least it's
The your
instant.
plane explodes. In
Yeah, that's-
water, the plane floats.
Yeah.
no, Brandon, listen. Okay, when you fall from a high spot, that water you think is comfortable, you land, that shit turns to literally concrete because you're not giving the water enough time to
If you
expand
The
and break.
force of the impact is gonna hurt and stuff. But I'm saying,
You're most likely
like,
gonna
yeah,
die.
but like,
No, you
but
gotta
when
give it
you
a chance,
think
though.
about it, if you're nosediving straight to land, it's instant death.
Exactly.
But like when you go into the ocean, you're
You're literally gonna
miles
you're gonna
away from
survive.
anybody.
You're gonna survive.
You could
Yeah.
easily get lost if you even make it alive, and your
So no
plane
matter
might
what,
not
you're dead.
even be like discovered.
No, because
But
isn't there like?
bro,
a
you wanna
choice
know why
on
I would
the
rather what's it called, my plane fall in
nah,
the
but
ocean
when it's falling,
than land? Because depending on the type of land you're in, like let's say you're crossing over hills, there is no flat surface, so you literally forcefully have to nosedive into the surface, while ocean is just flat, just plain, and you could like basically the belly of the plane can just drop in
well, that's
on the
well,
Yeah,
ocean
but you
instead
know
of having
everything comes to
nosediving.
sink though. Everything comes to sink.
Also,
that's if you're gliding or
what's it called? The
nosediving.
force of the impact is less.
But that's if you're gliding or nosediving. Because if you're nosediving into the ocean, if you survive
You're
that
fucked.
junk, you automatically get flooded, and like you see the people around you struggle, and like you just look out the
Yeah,
window, you're
so
miles down in the ocean.
basically, no matter what, you're dead. And let's say some magical way you survive. Let's say some magical way you survive the ocean crash, and you're alive. You're either surviving with massive body damage, and you'll be in the hospital for a while, or you survive with the thought of everyone around you just dying in a plane.
PTSD,
Suffering.
damn.
Yeah, so
You see them
but
drown.
like yours are a bad PTSD, like that's you seeing them.
It's
So,
like
but like
it's
let's
like
be
your
real.
mom dying
Would
right in
you
front of your
honestly? If I was gonna choose, I'd rather die. But like I don't want to drown. I don't want to
eyes.
die because I gotta
Yeah,
feel
I
bad.
don't.
You
I
know,
would
some
I would be
hit land.
okay.
I'd rather hit land. I'd rather
But
hit
if you
land.
think about it, the what's it called? Planes have life rifters for situations like that. If you what's it called? The plane goes in the thingy, the life rifters come up, and you basically have a boat to go to.
Yeah.
Second off, you have life vests, so no matter what, you're not gonna drown. You're gonna float.
You know animals live in the water too, right?
Word.
They attack
You
only if they scent blood.
Nah,
you
not all
guys
the time.
you guys not
Sharks don't attack when they smell blood. Sharks attack by water movement. They can't see, but they attack by the by vibrations of the water.
Yeah.
They don't like when you see shark attacks. They don't like humans. They take a bite and they taste our blood. They don't like it. That's why that's why when we see people get shark bites, they don't eat them whole. They just take bites and
well,
swim
that's if
away.
you're lucky, depending
You ever
on
realize
their
that?
appetite.
Yeah, like they think we're seals because they can't see, so they just feel us swimming. But when they bite us, they don't like the way our blood tastes, so they bite and they leave. Like you notice how when everybody gets bit by a shark, they don't get bit more than once. They only get bit one time, and that's it.
Yeah.
And usually that shark bite. Don't get me wrong, shark bites are bad. Like they're bad, but it's only one time, and they don't come back like for like another round. They'll bite you, and they will swim around you, but they won't come in for like another bite. Because they don't like the way we taste, so they bite you in some way. Because they think we're seals. We can't blame them. We can't like, oh, I fucking hate sharks. They kill people. They don't intend that. Like they don't really intend to kill us. They do it because they
Out
can't
of their
see. So they do
instinct,
it
their animal
out of
instinct.
instinct.
Yeah.
Now other animals, like you can't blame animals for killing people. It's an animal. It's their instinct. Now you can't blame an animal for killing. Now the question is, what the fuck were you doing with that animal? Like, why the fuck were you there? That's the question. Like, why were you fucking around with a fucking lion? Don't get me wrong. People might like if you been with that lion. Since it was a baby,
You know
right?
the
That's
movie
different.
Life of Pi or Life of Pi.
Yep, the tiger on the boat.
That's really
Yeah.
the only way you would survive like crashing into the water, honestly. If like we're still on that topic, but like that's really the only way.
Yeah, but like back on the shark, it's like animals. It's like animals. They don't intend on killing. Like most animals do, but they don't intend on killing just one specific thing. They need to live, so they eat anything. So it's like, what the fuck were you doing with that animal? Like when people killing rhinos, they not. That's different. They'll sell on the horn. That's completely different.
Yeah, they say
But
that the rhino horns like are cure for cancer, but honestly, there's something. They're used for
there's
something else.
no kid. They know they sell on the black market because you know how much money rhino horns make. They make a lot of money.
Yeah,
They sell them on the black market and they're illegal. That's why I think the rhinos are extinct now
no,
because
no,
people.
no.
Yeah, they're not extinct.
They got like like heavy military like look out for
Yeah,
them.
they're endangered, but
They're
they're
in
not.
danger, yeah, because people just kill them. Like, people are killing them, and they're literally killing them and cutting off their horns. And then then what? Why would you kill a rhino just for a horn? You like kidding me? Like they'll kill it just for a horn.
I mean, people do got the reasons sometimes, not all the time. I'm not saying
For
it's right.
what? Like, well,
I'm
okay,
not saying it's right. I'm
what do you
just
think?
saying, like sometimes they need it to survive. You know what I'm talking about? So like as a rhino, you know what I'm talking about? They need to kill to survive. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And eat. You know. So and some humans,
Rhinos are herbivores though.
some humans sometimes they gotta do the same thing. So let's say you're like super broke and stuff like that, and you need money to survive and to eat and to feed your family,
Son, I had
and
to
you
bring
get an
statistics.
opportunity.
I had to bring
You get
Yeah,
an
that's
statistics
different.
into this.
yeah,
I had
but I'm just saying that sometimes
Yeah, that's different.
it's
But
yeah.
now the way they were doing, they were killing a rhino just for a horn, just to chop off the horn and boom, rhino's dead just for a horn and sell on the black market. And it's
yo, I had
illegal to
to
do
bring
that.
up
Dang.
statistics about this, bro. Yo, the damn land. What's better to if you a plane crash happens on land or water, bro? Is more you have a more likely chance of dying when a plane crashes on land than
Don't
water,
get me
I mean,
wrong.
yeah.
Like the
and that's facts, like
if you don't
actual
want
facts. I had
Yeah,
to.
no, it's actual facts. No, 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 it's actual facts.
if you don't want
But
to experience
I'd
like
rather hit
if you don't
land.
want to experience suffering, I would rather crash on lead. But if you
I
want a
choose land
chance of
any day,
surviving, you would rather
any day,
pick water.
any day. Because if I hit water, I'm either gonna drown because I can't float for shit. You put me in water, I'll
Son, that's
swim,
what the life
I'll get
vest
tired.
does, bro. The
I
life
would
vest
panic
No,
and
holds
don't get
flip
me wrong.
upside
No,
down.
you need to eat. You need to eat. What are you gonna do in the middle with a life vest just sitting in the water? Your body. First off, you're in
bro.
salt water, so your body can only handle so much salt water until it shrivels up and fucking raisin, and you die. So no matter what, you're fucked. You're gonna die. You're in the middle of the ocean with no food, no water. Your body's surrounded by salt water, and you're surrounded by a bunch of animals. No matter what, you're going to die.
And
If the
plus,
plane
there's
crashes and
no
kill you, the earth will kill you.
there's no statistic that says that you're 100% gonna like guaranteed gonna live
It's literally
if
one in a
if
I
million.
literally
yeah.
never said 100%.
No, we
No,
I
I'm just
know.
said
saying.
it's a
I'm
more
saying
Like it's
likely
one in a
chance
million.
for you to
it's a
live.
more likely chance, but it's like it's a chance that I wouldn't take if I'm gonna die anyways.
You know,
But
You know
you
what I'm
don't
talking about?
die anyways, cause the plane when it
If
crashes
you
in
think about it,
water, plane a plane floats, and the
actually,
people
that's
they get from the
that's
life vest and they
actually,
and they
wait,
hang.
that's either if you nosedive
pause.
or just
Wait, yeah,
glide.
Brandon. No, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I cut you off, but how? Okay, let's talk about this. How are we crashing? Which way? Nosedive or gliding?
Because gliding, you could
Bruh,
easily belly land it.
Because gliding, put me on land. Because gliding, the plane doesn't explode automatically. The plane doesn't explode. It takes time for the plane to explode. So when we glide and we finally get to stop, we're opening all the doors and I'm hightailing the fuck out of there, away from that plane. Because if we're nose diving, you're fucked no matter what in
Yeah,
both
yeah.
scenarios. But if we're
Both
gliding, I want to be on land because that I have a
oh
50
shit,
50
bro!
chance of
Talking
living.
about plane crashes, bro. I just seen a plane crash right now. Just scrolling through Instagram.
Okay, yeah, but there's plane crashes in a bunch of
You
different
know,
ways. Now we gliding, like okay, engines went down. Now it's all like the angles of the wings. Because if we're doing that, then I'm gonna choose Earth, like land, because you can just the plane can just smack everything, right? And how big a plane is, and how heavy duty a plane is, it'll probably get a little messed up, but it'll take out a couple buildings or a couple cars. No, if it's really bad, or like a
Bro,
truck with
look at what
couple
I just
trees,
sent you, bro.
you'll survive though.
Look at what I just sent you.
you know, like
Look,
there's a
wait,
there,
look at what I sent in the group chat for the
I saw,
boys.
but you know, there's a point 0.0 1% chance out of 7 billion you'll be in a plane crash. And to think about it, how many like plane crashes happen a year? Like that's pretty
I'm
frequent.
scared because my
You see,
problem
bro,
is
this is what I'm
And
talking
I
like
don't
about,
people
bro.
think
could
about it.
be,
I don't
yeah,
think
people
about
could
it.
be so unsuspecting.
Cause
They're
you
just
wanna
like
know what
looking
the
Yeah, I
forward
thing
don't
to their
think
about.
about it, but
vacation.
like when you're on the plane, you start thinking like don't, like it's rare for a plane to happen. It's rare for it to happen, but you can also be on that plane when it happens. That's what's scary to think about. Like, damn, I could have been on that plane. That could have been me. Like that's what's scary to think
Like
about.
honestly, when you're
Yo,
when you're on it, you just think like I'm gonna have a good time.
yo, you
Everything.
this is what I was talking about with the plane. The plane on land, you don't have a very high percentage because no matter what terrain you're in, it could be hard. Like it depends on the
No matter
terrain
what, it's gonna
too.
be hard to land.
Cause what's it called? If you're like, let's say flying over New York, there's no damn place for you to go. That was a horrible example
Yeah,
that I say that.
like look,
You could use a
you gotta
Central
think about
Park.
where planes fly over. Planes really don't fly over.
Bruh,
Let's say if you're going to
oh
like
my
a crossing
god,
things,
bruh,
what happened?
bruh, if you're flying over LA, bruh, there is no open strip.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Nigga, I'm
Yes,
talking
there
about
is.
LA, like,
LA. I'm thinking about whole California.
nah, I'm talking about LA, bruh. There's only buildings. And the only thing you could do, bruh, is there's no
Where
like place.
there's
You're
only
gonna
Nah,
buildings
end
and
up in a
mountains.
you better
building.
pray.
Like
Actually, if you
let's
land
say
on that beach, if you land on the beach,
let's say
might
nose
take a couple
diving.
people with you.
Let's say nose diving, right? I mean not nose diving, gliding. And you're gliding, I mean you're over LA and like let's say not close to the beach like the other side. Cause you know how there's like north, east, west, fucking
West Coast.
yeah, all that shit of northeast, south part of LA. Let's say if like you're the far part away from the beach and you're gliding, like there's no way for you to land the plane because you know you're all those buildings and shit, and there's no area. Now if you're on water and you're no gliding, you know the plane will end up floating, and the passengers could get out and they just stay on top of the wing of the plane because that's happened a lot of times.
Like
The
the movie
um
Sully. Sully.
there's a yeah the movie Solely, yeah, and the fucking people were on the wing of the plane. You see, that's what I'm talking about. And plus, if you get stuck in like the water, yeah, the signals could be bad. But before you crashed, they had an idea of where you crashed, so you know they could just go to the last signal that you have, and they could rescue
In
you.
my opinion,
Most likely,
nose
most likely when they get to the last signal, you're
in my
good.
opinion, nose diving is better on land and gliding is better on water.
Yeah,
Like if you glide in
Yeah,
city, you're you're
you're
crashing.
gonna destroy
Yeah,
hella
you're
buildings.
crashing. That's all you can say.
Yeah,
But if you
but like I feel
and
like
if
if
you're
you,
nose diving onto the ocean, like that's a panic attack I would get.
yeah, but like think, well, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. When is it do you really see an airport by a city? Like there's no really airports by cities. They like Newark Airport. That's not really by a city. There's highways and
It's
terrain
just
you
an
can
open
land
field.
on. Yeah, there is open. Like usually with the airports, there's open fields. But like I also like because think about it, LA is Hollywood. LA is Hollywood, so that's where all the movie stars go. So like there's gonna be nowhere, right? Don't like that. That would be a shitty situation.
Whenever we keep on
Like New
talking
York,
about
there's no airport in New
whenever we
York.
keep on talking about LA, I keep on thinking of GTA, like the layout.
Oh yeah.
That's all
yeah.
I'm thinking about.
But yeah, like like the if LA, you're screwed. Don't get me wrong, you are screwed. But like anywhere else, you're bound to be flying over some open terrain. You're bound to be. And let's say you do crash, the pilot's most likely gonna make an emergency landing on that terrain, because a plane can take a couple of trees, and the trees will help it slow down. So I rather crash on land than water, because if the planes will take it, unless it's a private jet. Private jets are kind of small and light. They'll like be done in a minute. Like if you're on a big
I'd
plane,
rather crash in a private jet than a Boeing or one of
Word,
those,
word.
cause the Boeings are heavy,
Yeah,
and
anywhere. Are
since
you
they're
talking about
big,
water?
They're big
No,
bodies.
I'm talking about
Just
just
crashing.
regular plane.
No, I'm talking
But
about crashing a
I'd
Boeing.
rather crash in a private jet than like the Boeing 7 whatever they're
Boeing
Nah,
Because the destruction is gonna
seven.
be way
cuz
less.
what? Cuz
nah.
Boeings are huge, massive, and
The
since
destructions are gonna be less.
some a vehicle of that big of that's that massive needs a lot of fuel, so there's a lot of gas on that plane. So the minute you hit the ground, because the force of the Boeing makes the fuel explode, so no
Not on
matter what
impact
you're gonna
though.
die.
Not
And
on
that's
impact.
why, huh?
That won't be on impact though. It takes time because
Honestly,
gas
no.
has because the gas has to get hit something.
Son,
It'll
how
take
do you
time.
think a
And no,
bomb
I mean,
explodes because of the force of the
not
impact?
all bombs explode on impact. Not
A
all bombs
missile.
explode on impact.
A missile. How do you think a missile
That's different.
explodes?
A missile is made.
It's
No,
made.
actually, technically, if you want to get technical, not all missiles are made to do that. But
You
yes,
know, bombs.
missiles are designed to blow up on impact. A plane is not designed. The way a plane is designed, it's because the way the planes are designed to take hits. Like big planes like that, they're designed to take. They're like the way they're designed. They're designed for emergencies. They think ahead. Like okay, let's say this happens, we'll put the gas over here. I seen a video about it. Like big planes are designed to take emergency landings. So that's why I want to. That's why I would like to be in a bigger plane, because the bigger plane will take out a couple trees, and it'll take time for it to
But
explode.
also,
It'll take the octagon, right? Remember that happened. Horrible topic to talk about, but remember that.
octagon. What do you
Like
mean the
the
octagon?
9/11,
Pentagon.
Oh,
the Pentagon,
oh,
yeah, the
the
Pentagon. Sorry,
9/11.
I'm thinking
Fucking dumbass.
yeah, horrible topic to talk about,
Octagon.
but yeah, that because the plane didn't explode on impact. It took out a couple things, and it took time for the plane to explode.
Nah, cause it's like what went wrong also takes place. Cause let's say let's say you lost control of the engine, you could easily leak all the fuel out, and boom, you won't explode. But let's say you're having
Yeah,
problems with like the fuel leakage, like gate, or if that's a thing. If that junk doesn't open, if that junk doesn't want to open, that fuel is stuck in there, and like you go, it's just dead.
At the end of the day,
let's
bro,
get
I'm
to a
not
whole
going
new
on
topic of this
planes. That's
plane.
it. Point blank.
Let's move to a whole
Yeah,
besides
at the end
planes.
of the day, bro, I'm
Because like
not
the
going
more
on
I
planes.
think about it, the more I think about it, the more like I think like someone can be out there listening and be like, my uncle died. Like, not being a good topic to talk about.
Yeah, at the end of the day, bro, I'm not going on planes. Point blank. That's it.
I'm gonna go on a
Before
plane. Like
before we finish
I
this,
go into situation. I go into like
Yeah.
any dangerous situation. I go in there not thinking about the danger.
if
Like don't get me wrong, danger's in the back of my head, but I go in and thinking like I'm gonna have a good time.
All right,
Like
a
you know,
big danger. We're kids. We're teenagers. We do a lot of crazy shit. What are your opinions on drugs?
drugs.
Uh huh.
I think it's good, but bad. Like I think it's a good thing, but bad thing. Like let's say a kid, let's say a teenager like our age, 15, 16, right? That's a good around that time, 15, 16, does smokes weed, right?
Uh
Like
huh.
let's say my child smokes weed for the first time and he's like 15, 16. I wouldn't be mad. I'll be a little mad, but like
Bruh.
I'm not gonna be furious and lash out. I'm like, okay, now you know what this is. You know what it feels like. I don't want you doing like I'll let him know like I don't want you doing this. I'm not mad at you because I'm glad you tried this at a young age so you understand it and know what it is. But don't do it again. And if you want to do it again, then you better wait till you're 18 and you can do it. Like I'm not
Bro,
gonna lash out, but the more he does, the more I'm gonna start getting mad.
what do you guys think about? Let's say if weed was legal in New Jersey and they have an age limit, like everything in is based off of age, not based off maturity or your brain stability. The only thing that's based on brain stability is the fucking guns. Like for you to buy a gun, they have to like check your brain and shit to see if you're
Yeah.
not crazy or some shit.
You see if you're mental.
Yeah. Um. But what do you guys think on, let's say, a 13-year-old going into a weed shop and
That's
asking for
bad.
weed?
a
That's bad. That's
13
too
a
young.
13-year-old.
Yeah. But
So
the
I
thing
said
is that
the youngest has to be 15. This 13
I
is way too fucking young. You're
I
still in middle school.
believe I believe that we shouldn't base things off of age. We should base things off of maturity. If a fucking kid knows what
Yeah,
he's going
you're right about
in
that.
the shop for, if he knows he's going in the shop and he knows what he's going to buy in the shop and what the thing that he's buying can do to you, if he is mature enough to do that, he is mature enough to know that there is a limit and capacity on how much he takes. That's why I feel like we shouldn't base it on age,
Word.
but on maturity.
Nah, like I see your point, but like
And don't get
I
me
feel like you
wrong,
should
there is effects
yeah
yeah,
on
on
younger.
if
Yeah,
you
that's what to
do it
say because
because of your
there should
age, because
be
you're still in development and
yeah,
yeah.
shit. Don't get me
I think there
wrong.
should be like a like it should go both ways though, like maturity and age. Come like
yeah.
let's be real.
And it
Like,
depends.
like 13-year-old kid walks in the weed shop. He's mature as fuck, way mature than your father now, way mature than him, and he knows what he wants. But he's 13. Like come on,
Yeah, yeah. Now that I
he's
think
still
about
in
it,
middle school.
Body's
He's
gonna
like
be
he's in
more.
seventh grade. He's in seventh grade, and you're really gonna let him do that?
Yeah, no.
High school, starting high school, I think that's when you're like, okay, if you're mature enough and know what you're about to do and you know information about it. If you're mature enough to go in there, know everything about it, and you're in high school, like starting high school, that's a good
but
time.
if we're like talking about maturity, like if we base um a selling point off of maturity, I would say the prices would have to go up, and like I feel like more people would
Yeah,
get mad over that.
I feel like it should be based off maturity. And don't get me wrong, there is like if you do have side effects if you depending on the age that you do it because you're still in development. But don't get me wrong, I feel like we should base stuff off of maturity instead of age. Why? Because there is 30-year-old men that have the fucking brain capacity of a 2-year-old,
Yeah.
and yet just because they have the age, they go and buy alcohol, and
Ruin
then
the
they
life.
do dumb shit with
Yeah.
that alcohol because they have the brain capacity of a fucking squirrel.
No,
So
you
I
see,
feel
that's what I'm
like
saying. Both ways. It has to go both ways. Like
Yeah, it has to be.
both ways.
Yeah,
It has to be both ways. Like if
I
the
feel
bullshit
like
change, it
I
has to
feel
go
like
both ways. It can't be just maturity. It has to be like
it's like
age
buying a
too.
gun, basically.
It's
I
like
feel
buying a
Everything
gun.
like
should be like
I feel like it should be more. I feel like they should definitely keep the age limit, but I feel like it should be more on the maturity level.
I should be like
Cause
50-50. Like
I,
teamwork.
cause what's it called? Cause it's just dumb. A age at a certain point, an age is just a fucking label, and what actually matters is the what's it called is
Your mental state, like your mind.
exactly.
It's
Cause
just like
there's
people.
a whole lot of shit in life
It's just
that that all people have is just a label, but they don't actually own up to it. For example, I'm gonna give a father, and if anybody got anything with their fathers, I'm just using an example, not offending, so don't take it the wrong way. But let's say everybody has a father, no duh, but not everybody can own up to the label of a father. But at the end of the day, your father is gonna have the because you came out of his ball sacks. So
it's
so
just like
yeah.
when people win like a
So I
lottery.
feel like at what's it called? In a way, age is a label because it is. Because I met some pretty stupid ass adults
Me
that
too.
yeah, I met some pretty stupid ass adults, and I feel like things should be more based on maturity than age. But I feel like age should still have a matter because it does matter on your age. But I'm talking about like teenage, like childhood and teenage years. That's when it should not matter. But once it comes to adult, you already an adult, have the fucking label of an adult, so you could do anything. But even when it comes to adults, I feel like you should have the a maturity level, because people really be doing some dumb shit, like dumbass people going to the liquor store every day and buy liquor, and they don't know what the fuck they get in. They get in it just to get drunk, and then they do stupid shit when they drunk and shit like that. I feel like stuff
Yeah,
should be more based on maturity than
it's just
age.
like people when like they win the lottery, like they get their mind taken off the money more than like what they can do with it, so they just blow all their money. They're not responsible,
Yeah,
and then they end up in the streets because they're not mature. They they just thought like a child. Like they think they're spoiled, but then at the end of the day, like everything's limited. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it should go 50-50 though. I feel like it should go 50-50
Yeah, I
I
because
feel
feel
like
like
yeah, because you can't be like, don't Brandon, you're right. You're an adult. You could do whatever you want. No one cares. But like, come on now. You like adult. Okay, do whatever you want. Go have fun. But now, if
child is
you're
different.
like mental, like not mental, but no disrespect to anybody that has any disabilities. But let's say you have autism or like you have a mental disability, and you go into a gun store or a liquor store, right, and buy something. Like, come on now. You should don't get you are an adult, like you should have some type of assistance with it, or like know what you're getting, know what you're getting yourself into.
like like let's say you like a kid, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like most kids, like there is some kids that do have that maturity level of a adult, you know what I'm talking about. But there's some other you know what I'm talking about. There's most kids don't have that maturity level. I'm not even gonna lie. They just they're they're dumb. I'm not gonna lie. And they shouldn't you know they shouldn't let me put this in right. They shouldn't choose
I
these
put
things. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
They shouldn't they can't choose these things because they're still a child. And like even if they do have that maturity level, I still wouldn't think that they should be allowed to do these things because their minds are still developing and shit like that. And
that's
no,
I
but
keep
I'm
going.
just saying, I'm just
That's
saying
why I
like
believe there should be like a capacity. Cause don't get me wrong, like
I
it,
feel like at a certain
like
age.
what's he called? Fredo said you got to put both of them into play,
Yeah,
age and maturity. That's why
yeah,
depending on your age depends on the capacity that the person gives you, but also maturity. The reason maturity comes into play is if you're mature enough, then they should give it to you. Cause let's say we're like out let's say fucking mm, weed like let's say you go to a weed store, you be like I want some weed, then they check your maturity depending on how mature you are, if they should give it to you, and if you're mature enough then they should only give you a certain amount, and they should also control not only them but you should also control how much you take,
yeah,
because
but
they should definitely only give you a capacity of how much. But at the same time, if you're mature enough, you should. Because the age limit to buy shit is 18. And fucking, I met a couple 18-year-olds that's fucking stupid. And yet they still get shit because they're 18.
yeah, but like if
And that's why I
okay,
feel like
let's
if
say
you're mature enough
here, Mike.
at a certain age, if you're,
Brandon, your
oh,
mic.
if you're mature enough, you should definitely be able to buy it.
yep,
Not just because you shouldn't be able to not buy it because of your age, but I feel like you should definitely be able to buy shit depending on your maturity, but also depending on your age depends on how much you could take.
Imagine,
yeah, but like
imagine.
let's say no, wait, let me say this real quick. Let's say you're 3 years old, but you're a prodigy. You know what I'm talking about, and you have the mental like you're mentally stable. You know what I'm talking about. Like you act like a 30-year-old, but you're three. You know, I let's say he wants some
You're
weed, right?
three.
That little no, like even if he gets a little dose of weed, that little dose is still enough to fuck with his mind to the point where
His
if
entire
he
life
let's
is
say he
fucked.
gets that weed every single day
He
for
develops an
every
addiction.
single he develops an addiction, and then that shit messes with his brain, and when he's 6 he's not a prodigy, he
Yeah, he's
doesn't have
fucked.
the he's
Son,
fucked up for life. So I
where
feel
in
like
the
there
world do
should
you
be a
see
certain age. No,
where
no,
in the world do you see 3-year-olds as prodigy?
I'm just
And
saying
first of all,
that's what I said.
3-year-olds,
That's what I
but
said.
those 3-year-olds, bro, they're book smart. They don't 3-year-olds be like let's say prodigies that's 3-year-olds. Like you see babies and toddlers and like toddlers that is smart, but they're only book smart. They're not social smart. And
No, that's what I'm saying though. I'm telling you that they have the mental capacity, or
I
not
feel
the mental
like
capacity, but like they have the like they're growing up. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like
I
what you
feel like
said.
the age limit for things should be 14.
Yeah.
Because at
Imagine,
14,
imagine.
you already have developed a certain mind, you have developed thoughts
It's
at the age
all
of
like
14.
related to
I feel like
puberty
when you
too.
start high school, I think when you start high school,
Yeah,
in the beginning of high school, yes, that's a good
yeah,
idea. Because think about it, when you first start high school, that's when like I
It's like when
I'm
you
like
realize.
getting mature. I'm maturing. This is
yeah.
like my
You're
last year of
young
school.
adult.
Like you're once you hit 15, you're automatically considered as a young adult.
Yeah,
Like
you're
you're right there. You're halfway through. You're halfway through your teenage years. Like that's where like that's where you need like that's where basically everyone's mindset usually smacks you in the head like I need to grow up. I'm 15. This is where my life starts, and this is
yeah,
like
It's because like
this
yeah,
is
like
this is
it
it.
like it smacks you in the face. It's like, oh,
I
yeah.
feel like we
it's a new
shouldn't
chapter.
use,
I gotta start fresh. I gotta have like
I
good
feel like it
impressions.
shouldn't be based on if you're in high school. Because what's it called? Let's say a kid stayed back
No, no,
twice
I'm
while
not
when
saying high school age, like 15, like 8, not starting high school, like age, like 15. 15 is usually when you start high school,
I feel
like
like it
age.
should be 14. Because I definitely have met a couple of kids that are smart, like extremely smart. Like, there are, like, you know how you have experiences and those experiences mature a person. I met people that were 14 and been through so much. They've been through shit that not even 30-year-olds been through, 30-year-olds been through. And that matured them. And I've met so many mature 14-year-olds.
That's facts.
And
That's
that's why I
facts.
would base it off of 14,
Yeah,
not
no.
15, because I met a lot of most 13-year-olds are dumb, but at the age of 14 is when you're somewhat start to change the way you think. And yeah,
I feel like the age limit is when puberty stops. I feel like that's it.
So
So like
15,
Imagine,
15 is
no,
good.
imagine you had to. Imagine there was like a an age restriction that you had to buy condoms.
Yeah, that should be crazy.
puberty tends to last until a person's around 16. So 16, bro. Because anything younger, bro, it's just like it affects your mind way too much. If we talk about weed, it affects your mind too much. If you talk about alcohol, it affects your mind too much. If you talk about smoking, lungs, like it just fucks up your life because puberty,
if
like
a if let's say a kid goes to buy cigarettes, a kid at the age of fucking 6 knows that cigarettes are bad because since you were in elementary, they've been telling you that cigarettes are. So
Drugs in general.
if a kid is mature enough to go into a damn store and ask for a pack of cigarettes, he knows what he's getting himself. He knows exactly what he's asking for.
yeah, but that doesn't mean he should do it. You know what I'm talking about?
And
Even if
if
he does
he
know what
should
he's
do
doing,
it,
that
I
doesn't
feel
mean
like,
he should fuck up his life just because he knows what he's doing. He still got parents, bro. Like, you know what I'm talking about? He still got parents that care about him, and maybe he doesn't realize that, but they have to protect him. You're not thinking about parents. You're thinking about their maturity level, and them. You're thinking about them. You're not thinking about the people around them. You know what I'm talking about? You're not
son,
thinking about his parents
you
and
gonna live with your parents your whole life?
okay, but I'm gonna live to my parents until I'm 18, right? And that's the legal age to smoke and do all that. I'm still living with my parents right now because why? Because I'm still a teenager. I'm not an adult yet. I feel like after puberty stops and you're 16, you can drive a car. You
Yo,
know,
puberty stops at the age of 22.
no, it's 16, bro.
Puberty stops at the age of
Oh, whoa, whoa,
22.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Are you
whoa.
dead
It's
It's
ass?
different for all people. It's different for all
it is
people.
Yo,
different. But yeah,
I
Different
was
for all
getting
people.
high off of that, yo.
that's facts.
It's
But
like,
yeah, like
whoa.
you
Son,
shouldn't.
what? Y'all saying puberty stops at 16?
It's
Yeah,
different for all people.
it's different for all
Some
people.
people can stop at 16. Some people
Generally,
can stop when they're freaking 3.
yeah,
Three.
but
Can
generally,
we
it's
stop
like
mentioning
around.
3-year-olds?
It's the gap is 15 to 16 to 20 around that
Son,
area.
that's the
16 to 20 around there.
yo, 15 to 16. I mean, 14 to what's it called? But yo, just pull it up. When does puberty end?
I literally
Cause what's it called? Puberty. You go through the damn stages of puberty from, I don't know, 14, 13 to 22. That's when puberty finally stops. At
But
a certain point, puberty stops at 22.
yeah, but he's still a kid, my nigga. He should.
No, I'm talking about the puberty thing now, cause
Oh,
you said you should base the age limit off of when puberty stops.
yeah, and like
Nigga,
yeah.
puberty doesn't stop till 20 fucking two. So
Okay.
you telling me you're gonna wait till a, somebody is 22-year-old and then they could go in the stores and buy a fucking, not even, it's not 22, it's 23. I just remembered. And what's it called? So you're gonna wait till somebody's 23 and then they could go and buy a pack of cigarettes, then they could buy some weed, then they could go and buy some alcohol. It shouldn't be based off of when puberty ends. It should be based off of your maturity, and the age limit should be at least 14.
Yeah. Yo, what time is it, guys?
It's
One
153.
fifty-three.
Damn, we've been recording for our first session. That's not that bad, I don't think. But
Three.
What was that?
I think that's that's a wrap for our
Yeah,
first
that's
session.
enough time.
Give yourself
Yeah.
a
It's
pat
a
on the
wrap.
back.
Niggas is getting tired.
I mean,
Thank you for tuning in to the From Boys to Men podcast. See you on the next time. Tune in next time with me, Pedro, Fredo, and maybe next time we'll have a guest. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And yeah, be back next time. Peace out.
Peace.
peace
Boys,
out, my
say peace
boys.
out.
Peace out.
And yeah.